Sounds like this can help you make better music. I mean, check this bass line. It's empty and boring, but if we add atmosphere sounds, what? You want to get all these kind of ambient sounds? Well, you can get 120 samples like this divided in 10 different types of ambient sounds in my new Wildcrow Atmospheres Volume 2. You have the link down below in the description, but today I'm going to show you how to make some of these samples. Let's start with the Monophonic Sounds, and I'm going to use this glaze preset. As it's monophonic, I'm going to use just one note, and I want some rhythm, so I'm going to have it like this. But the one more movement, so I'm going to pan it left and right with this automation. We need to clean a bit this sound, so I'm going to use a low cut to cut all this muddiness and control a bit this frequency here. To add more movement, we can add a volume automation and a cut-off automation also to open a bit more the sound and make it louder in some parts. With this suit, what we do is have a bit softer sound, because sometimes these frequencies can be too strong, especially for a background sound. And finally, it cannot be an atmosphere sound without reverb. So we started with this, and now we have this. Of course, you can use other effects, of course you can use other rhythms, other reverbs, other sounds. It just depends on your creativity and what you want. Let's continue with the drone sounds, and yes, I have 3x OSC open with sine wave, and it sounds like this. Just a sine wave. But first I'm going to add a bit of noise with the shaper box. Yes, I can use an oscillator, but I don't know, I just made it like this. Pretty quiet, and then the magic comes with a lot of reverb. As you can see, 100% with some low cut so you don't have a muddy sound, and just like this. To control this frequency, because it's a bit annoying, I have this notch, and then I'm boosting a bit here. This basically is boosting some of the noise. As you can see, now it's more controlled. Then I thought it needed a bit more reverb, so I decided to add this one. But as you can see, it's non-linear to add another kind of sound, I don't know. Sounds a lot more for the background. Finally, what I did is to render this into this. And as you can see, we have two. Yes, because this one is 1 octave higher. So this way we have 2 octaves, and now it sounds like this. And just like this, you can cover so well with the background of your songs. We can also get a pad like this one. With an LFO like this one, we can send it to the filter, we can send it to an EQ, we can send it to the volume, to the panning, thing like this to add more movement. Then we can add a lot of reverb. As we lost some of the movement, we can add portal, and for example, we can just have it at the max. Or have an automation. And finally, I always recommend to have an EQ, low cutting, cleaning a little bit, and balancing better the sound. Then the melody atmospheres, you maybe can think, but I'm gonna have another melody, this is not gonna fit in my song. No, actually it can fit, because the idea with the melody atmosphere is that the melody is quite basic, just to add some extra movement, some extra harmonies, some extra melodies. For example, in my song Hideaway, there's a melody in the background that is not even close to the main melody of the song, but it fits so well. First we need one sound, like this one. We need more reverb, we can use the Serum 1. And then we need to make a basic melody, for example, just something like this. This is gonna fit in most of your tracks. But as this is a bit basic, I decided to add some strings, just using the root notes. I decided to add the serum effects in these strings to have exactly the same reverb as the melody. And then with extra processing and here a bit of panning on the notes of the melody, we have this. If you have something to add more tension and rhythm to your track, you can use Tremolo Atmosphere Sounds. First we're gonna get a kind of plucky sound, something like this. And then you can do it with MIDI, or for example, we can use this LFO, do something like this, faster, and we have kind of tremolo. To add a bit more ambience, more space, and so we can use a normal pad like this one. And if we combine all of this and we add some reverb and some effects, Another type of sound that you can make yourself is reverse vocals. We can record ourselves like this. We take this, let's EQ it. As you can see, it's in the left. So first what I'm gonna do is have something like this, just to make it mono. I want it softer. Maybe increase here to have it more noise. If you want, you can send this to Newton to have completely flat note. I'm gonna take it, reverse it, and then have, for example, this. Of course, we need a whole lot of reverb. You can use any kind of reverb you want. Just gonna do something like this. And to make it cooler, we can have a filter like this one. Or for example, panning, tremolos, or any other kind of things. But in the end, making all these samples for every song that you make is so annoying and you're gonna lose a lot of time, and maybe you are so creative in that moment, you make this and you lose the creativity. So the best you can do is get my new Wildcrow Atmospheres Volume 2, the link is down below in the description, and be faster and make your song sound fuller, better and all of this. Just down below in the description. Go and get it.